Hello, my friends, and welcome back. You can't make things up. Didn't these guys try to have Russia default on its debt and be a bad payer and all that, incapable of paying, its creditors? Remember, with all the sanctions, with all the shenanigans, not allowing them to use SWIFT, not allowing them to use this method of payment, that method of payment, that method of payment. Remember that one? And the Russia had the money all the time, and still has the money all the time. It has a lot of money, Russia. Well, what's going on with the United States? Nobody placed sanctions in the United States but Russia, and it's about what? Don't allow 15 embassy workers to go and work in Moscow or something like that. So United States places sanctions on Russia, trying to destroy it economically and financially. And guess what happens? The United States is going to be reaching that point where it's incapable of paying its creditors. You know what it is? Defaulting. Default. Now, you tell me what's going on here. I have a lot of things to say about that, but let's find out. First, let's start with this incapable, I don't know, she's like an owl. She is Yellen. Her name is Yellen, and she is the Treasury Secretary, U.S. This article comes from Barron's. It's from today, January 13th, 2023. Yellen says U.S. would have to take, and I'm quoting, extraordinary measures to prevent default. Imagine nobody pushes pressure on the United States of America. And the United States of America has to prevent its default. Imagine if there would be another America that would put sanctions on this America. Where would be America? What's going on here? I thought we were the most productive country in the world. Huh? The biggest economy. Right? Oh, is the post-industrial economy not working for us anymore? The service economy doesn't work anymore? That's how I've been told in college here, in university, not college, university, in the United States of America. We are a post-manufacturer, post-industrial economy. We are a service economy. Provide services like that kind, and massages, and all kind of other you know what I mean? So what's going on? We're not producing those either? No. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, I think she's a kosher, by the way, told U.S. lawmakers the country was projected to reach its debt limit next Thursday. Bye-bye. I shouldn't be happy because I'm on the Titanic right now. And I'm like, where is the boat? There's no boats. Haven't been any boats. Oh, only they get the boats. Okay, the billionaires and the politicians who are also. All right, and I'm quoting Miss Yellen. I'm writing to inform you that beginning on Thursday, January 19th, 2023, the outstanding debt of the United States is projected to reach the statutory limit. End quote. She wrote in a letter to congressional leaders. All right, imagine you are the CEO, the owner, let's put it the owner, so you have more stakes here. The owner of a big business, and you're the CEO, and a weasel like Yellen comes from the financial department and say, hey, Gigi, yes, well, let me inform you that on next Thursday, the company was projected to reach its debt limit next Thursday. So that is that, beginning on Thursday, the outstanding debt of your company is projected to reach the statutory limit. We gotta make something, we gotta do something bad here. What do you think I would say? Okay, all right. The first thing would be, how can we solve that? Give me the solutions. Okay, give me the solutions. All right, give me the time frame. All right, what do we need to do? What do we need to structure, which means fire? And okay, and now I will, after I solve all that thing and I make a plan, And I can contact other institutions, obviously, and other advisors and so on. I said, okay, now, let me take my sword out. Okay, who's guilty? Let's find out. And who's guilty? Boom, 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 zoom, zoom, out. Fired. All right? How about that? The people responsible for this should be out. Real bad. So that's how you do it. But do you think anybody's going to lose his or her job? And I'm talking about elected officials. I'm talking about the government. I'm talking about Yellen. I'm talking about Benjamin, Isaac, and all these guys. Get out. Fired. I will get Trump. Are you fired? All right. Whatever works. But I'm telling you, that's going to be after I solve things out. I sort things out and I say, okay, now, if you think that nobody will be responsible for this, you are mistaken. All right? And they would be very, very harsh. But since we're not in those times anymore, you can but only fire them, if you know what I mean. I'm quoting again. Once the limit is reached, Treasury will need to start taking certain extraordinary measures to prevent the United States from defaulting on its obligations. Now, how do you think, what kind of extraordinary measures do you think they will take? On whose head, life and future will those extraordinary measures fall? And our kids, and so on. The measures would include suspending payments that the U.S. has committed to make, but not yet spent. One such measure will be suspending new investments in the Civil Service Retirement and Disability Fund. Did you hear that? They're going to after your pensions, if you have something in that. Yellen's letter stated, the U.S. government defaults on its debt if it can no longer continue to make interest payments on it. The current debt limit expended in December 2021 is $31.38 trillion. I don't even know how much that is, but anyway. The Treasury has, beyond billion, I go to trillion, but it's kind of like my mind stops from there on. I can't, how many zeros now? There's billion, million, billion, trillion. It's like something that I can't comprehend the amount of money. Let's put it like a 404 error. That's how it comes here, or whatever. The Treasury has used extraordinary measures in the past to prevent default, and I'm quoting, yet the use of extraordinary measures enabled the government to meet its obligations for only a limited amount of time, the letter said. Failure, I'm quoting again, failure to meet the government's obligation would cause irreparable harm to the U.S. economy. Who are the people responsible? We know them. You can get them, all of them. All of them. There's not like, oh, it's the whole body. The whole body's out. All right. Now, a person writes here in the comments, and I believe it, because he just made a little, this divided by that. And this is a guy, his first name is David. He makes a calculation, 31.381, so $31,380 billion equals $250,000 per each taxpayer. House of cards will eventually fall unless we cut spending, raise taxes, delay entitlements, or all of the above. Look no further than Argentina to see how this could play out. Oh, look at many examples. So, 250 debt per each taxpayer. Do I see it anywhere? Yeah. So, bravo! Where's Russia? Did Russia default yet? No. And look how much money it got. Gold that these guys froze. About what? $550 billion. This guy just froze. Alright, the assets. How much they have? I think double than that. They got gold, they got oil, they got friends, they got partners, and they got enemies. And the enemies are going down, 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 you're going down. Remember that? What's his name? Whatever King is his name. A guy who sings that. Anyway, not Larry King. Anyway, Jack King or something like that. Anyway, this is it, my friends. We're doing just fine, just fine. You know what? I think more sanctions and more weapons to Ukraine will solve the problems. That's it. Got it? Everybody in agreement? Yes. Yes, sir. Better like that. So, good job. Good job. We're doing a great job with our default. But it's okay. They're going to figure something out, right? And if you think about it, okay, who are those creditors? Who are they? How did we get this far into deep doo-doo? Because we're not producing shit. We're not profitable. You're like a business who uses too much to produce too little. What do? Restructure. How are we going to restructure? Or at least in a company, you can restructure by firing things or, people. And then you just make the company smaller. Close that business, close this, and start over to build it again. But what are you going to do with the other ones? With the ones that you fired, let go, restructured? What are you going to do with them? They have lives. They have children. They have dreams. They're going to find another job? Where? To another guy who did the same thing and did the same thing? How do you think that's going to happen? And that person said, well, raising taxes. No, that's not a solution. Because with raising taxes, that's what you do. And what you strangle, you destroy the economy, the production, the productive sector of the economy is not the public, the state sector, is the private sector. They are the real producers of job and income, taxes. The rest, state, the people who work for the state, the government, and so on, they get the taxes from these guys. So when they say, okay, I work for the state, all right, I'm going to file my taxes this year. No, you don't, because you're paid from taxes. So you pay someone else's taxes. It's, the service-based economy, post-industrial. There you have it. Good job. More weapons, I guess. And we try to destroy Russia with all the sanctions. I think the Russians said they have about 11,000 sanctions on Russia. 11,000, I think. It has more sanctions on Russia than Cuba, Iran, North Korea, and another country. Together they don't have as many as on Russia. And they're still standing. Their shitty ruble is still there. These guys are defaulting. The richest country in the world. Remember, the petrodollars is leaving. Better like this, kicked in a butt and leaves. That's how it leaves. The yuan is taking over. Little by little. What are we going to do then? We're going to start producing shit. Like what? Service? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.